3, 2, calling together all amateur radio operators. This is the weekly net of the M17 Project. I'm Ed, November 2, X-Ray Delta Delta, and I will be your net control station today. This net meets weekly on Fridays at 1700 hours UTC by means of the M17 Charlie Reflector. The purpose of this net is to relay and share information in regards to the M17 project. M17 is a new digital radio protocol in development as an alternative to those currently available with freedom in mind. Freedom in the code, protocol, voice codecs, and hardware. The goal is to provide a better option for digital radios in the future. We encourage all amateur radio operators to check into this net. We will take check-ins followed by an informal roundtable to discuss all things M17 related. I will stand by shortly for net check-ins. When checking in, please push your PTT device. Wait approximately 2 seconds before proceeding. Check-in is as follows. Give me your name, call sign phonetically using ITU phonetics, and location, and whether you have any information for the net. Please try and keep your transmissions under 3 minutes long, just so we don't time out any parts of our system. I will now stand by for net check-ins. Again, your call sign using ITU phonetics, followed by your name and location, and if you have any information for the net. Please come now.
Hi guys, this is Sierra Papa 5 Whiskey Papa transmitting from Warsaw, Poland, and I'm using Droid Star, and my name is Wojciech, and I might have some traffic later. Back to net.
Hi, I'm Jonathan, Golf 4 Kilo Lima X-Ray, located just south of London, a place called Crawley, and I've got some traffic.
This is Kilo Charlie 1, Alpha Whiskey Victor, Steve, in Boston, Massachusetts, coming in via Echolink, and I have no traffic for the net.
This is K9FH, Kilo 9, Foxtrot Hotel, Phil, near Chicago, coming in on Android Star for iOS, and no traffic.
Hello, this is Alpha 4 Hotel Sierra Maitland on Droid Star as well, on Android, from Alexandria, Virginia, with no traffic today.
Okay, good afternoon, gentlemen. We'll stop it right there for now. Wojciech, SP5WWP, with some possible traffic. Jonathan, welcome back again. G4KLX with traffic. Steve, KC1AWV, says he doesn't have traffic, but I'll be calling on him a bunch, so we'll get to hear his melodious tones again. K9FH, Phil, welcome. And Maitland, AA4HS. Once again, this is the weekly M17 Project Net. Do we have any further check-ins? Please call Net Control now.
This is W2FBI through Echolink.
W2FBI. Mike, welcome. Anybody else wishing to check into the M17 Weekly Net, please call Net Control. This is November 2, X-Ray Delta Delta.
Kilo Delta 2, Uniform Quebec Kilo. Robin Deer Park, no traffic.
Alright, Rob, thanks for the check-in. I got you. My pencil never wants me to write your call sign the right way for some reason. And as long as I know you, I still can't get it right. Anybody else wishing to check in with or without traffic, please call Net Control. This is the M17 Project Weekly Net. Okay, guys, I guess we're going to hold it up there for now. Let's go up to the top of the list. We're going to go all the way over to Warsaw, Poland. Wojciech, good afternoon or good evening in your case. Hope you had a great week, and I'm going to pass it over to you for your possible traffic that you may or may not have.
Hello again, guys, and greetings from very rainy and hot Warsaw. Yes, I've got some traffic for today. A small update on the repeater, and I have signed the agreement with the heat plant, and we are going to start setting everything up on Wednesday. So that's next week, very soon. And that should take about 5 working days, so we should have the setup ready by next Wednesday probably, because there's a weekend on the way. So back to Net Control. This was SP5WWP.
Thank you for the update on the M17 repeater project. It's going on right now. Looking forward to the next few weeks when things really start rolling there. Going to go over to England. Jonathan, G4KLX. Hoping to hear some updates on the M17 client. Back over to you, sir.
Yeah, sure thing, from Golf 4 Kilo Lima X-Ray. I've got to say on my check-in, I'm actually using DudeStar on Linux this end. Okay, yes, it is the M17 client. I got my touchscreen last Monday. It's a 5-inch Nextian touchscreen, which is quite large actually, not exactly that cheap unfortunately, but it is a very nice screen, very clear, and it's easy to use. So I've created the M17 client for the touchscreen. It's got 3 screens on it. One of them is where you select essentially what channel you want. The second screen is where you set your volume and mic gain. The third screen is where you would probably spend most of your time, which has details of your transmission, details of the incoming reception, and it has a nice big button for transmit, and also a crude S-meter type thing. You can also use, although not tested, one of the GPIO pins on the Pi as a PTT input as well. The implication being that you could, in theory, put your Nextian into a nice box alongside your Raspberry Pi and stick it in the car, and you can have an external PTT, so you can use it nice and safely without using a handheld microphone. I can't say it's working or not, because unfortunately Tony doesn't have a touchscreen to run his system yet. He still uses the original GUI, which is also a bit modified and a few bugs fixed. And all in all, I'm quite happy with it. I'm not in a position to test it myself at the moment, but hopefully that will change in the relatively near future, I hope. Okay, that's the news from this end from G4KLX.
All right, great news, Jonathan. Just real quick, if anybody's interested in that, everything is on your GitHub page. Is that correct, Jonathan?
Yep, that's right. It's not on the front page. That's reserved for the MMDVM. But if you go into the page, it says repositories. I think it appears fairly near the top. It's called M17 Client. If you want any help with it, the best place to find me, apart from on here now, is to get me on Discord or IRC or whatever.
Great, Jonathan. Thank you for your work on the client, and thank you for the updates, and thank you for being a part of this great community here. This is November 2, X-Ray Delta Delta. I'm your net control station for the weekly M17 Project Net. Do we have any late check-ins? With or without traffic, please call now. Okay, hearing nothing, we have a couple of M17 Project team members here that checked in today. Maybe we can call on them and they give us some quick updates. Mike, we haven't heard from you in a while, W2FBI. Maybe you can give us a quick update, what's going on, and you're part of the M17/Open RTX world. Anything to share with us, Mike?
Yes, sir, but first, can I get an audio check? How do I sound?
Marvelous. No problems at all with your audio.
All right. So the biggest is that I now have the Wells Fargo debit card account, which means we can spend all our money willy-nilly. To that end, I would like to extend an offer to anyone on the net. If you would like a digital signal processing book, a programming book, a radio, RF, any... Excuse me, I dropped it off. I was saying, if you would like any book, any programming, RF, DSP, any book of any kind, let me know, and you just do it in chat, send me an email. My email is m17@tarxvf.tech, but chat's probably easiest, so you don't have to try and spell that. And I will order it, and it's free, no charge. Any book, ideally relevant for M17. No strings attached. We would like you to use that to better yourself and contribute to M17 in any way. So please take advantage of this and let's spread the knowledge. Other than that, we have plenty of other things going on. That's the highlight as far as that is. I haven't written much code recently, so no further traffic.
Okay, Mike. Thank you very much for the information, extending the offer out to those who checked into the net today. Very generous on behalf of M17, and hopefully people will take advantage of that and be able to contribute a little bit more to this wonderful project and the community that we're building upon. At some point, we're going to have to get some show notes here, Steve, figure out how we can attach some of the links and whatnot that we talk about during our various nets, so people will be able to go back and refer to them later on. So that might be something we need to discuss. Steve, I'm going to pass it over to you, KC1AWV. Anything further to add to what's going on this week in the world of M17 in your part of the woods?
I heard that bus coming a mile away. No, I'm kidding. So just to follow up on what Mike is saying about the coding, he might not be doing much right now as far as the coding is concerned, but I'm working hard on the refactor of the reflectors list. Hopefully, refactoring it won't break anything, but I can't guarantee that. The Reflector's website, as it is now, has been in constant beta for quite a while. I want to say at least since December. I think that's when I finally put that public. And it needs to be recoded. We don't have much control over, what's going on in the background as far as the website is concerned. A lot of it was boilerplate code, and I didn't really understand it 100%, but I've been learning a whole lot more when it comes to programming with some wonderful books that were very helpful in getting the website refactored. So hopefully coming up, within the next month or two, we'll see a new version of the Reflectors site. And of course I will be posting all the news about that, on our regular communication systems, like the main chat, and as well as Twitter, and I'll be updating the website with that information as well. So, other than that, that seems to be pretty much what's going on as far as the IT side of things are concerned with M17. But yeah, I mean, I haven't even gotten my lunch yet, so I'm kind of falling asleep here trying to wait for my lunch and not starve to death. But I got a whole bunch of other things that are happening at work today, so I'm probably not going to be 100% available until after the weekend. If anybody has any questions or comments for me, so. With that, I'll go ahead and pass it back to Net Control. This is KC1AWV.
Thank you very much for that information there, Steve. We appreciate you as well and all the hard work you do to contribute to not only this community but to the project. So your help is really appreciated. This is November 2, X-Ray Delta Delta, Long Island, New York, Net Control Station this week for the M17 Weekly Project. Do we have anybody else that wishes to check in with or without traffic? Please call Net Control.
This is Kilo November 6, Hotel India, Quebec, KM 6HIQ, Brazil. No traffic.
This is Kilo Charlie 3, Oscar Whiskey Uniform, no traffic, back to net.
All right, Net Control wishes to recognize Kilo Charlie 3, Oscar Whiskey Uniform. Can you please come back with your name and location?
Yes, Kilo Charlie 3, Oscar Whiskey Uniform. The name is Pat Hoke, H-O-K-E. I'm in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, United States, South Central Pennsylvania. Back to net.
All right, very good. I think you gave me your full name, so it's Pat Hope. Pat, thank you for checking in from Lancaster, one of my favorite places to go and visit. I was just there about a month or so ago, and I'll probably be going back again in the next few weeks. So definitely a beautiful part of the country there. Also, we had K96HIQ was trying to check in, but all I heard was some robot noises going on there. So Kilo November 6 HIQ. Maybe you can try that again, please.
Yeah, this is KN6HIQ. I'm using a Pixel 4a, which I just acquired, so maybe the mic gain isn't perfect. But can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. I can hear you now. Please come back to us once again with your name and location, please. And I'm assuming you're coming in on Droid Store.
Yep, that's right. Location here is San Francisco Bay Area, and the name here is Pavel, Papa Alpha Victor Echo Lima.
All right, Pavel, thank you for joining us once again. We appreciate the support. Anybody else wishing to check in with or without traffic, please call Net Control.
This is Sierra Papa 5 Whiskey Papa with some traffic.
Wojciech, please go ahead with your traffic.
All right. We are waiting for OpenRTX guys to check in and join the net, so I'm buying Silvano 5 minutes. Wojciech. Yeah, that's right. So the European Space Agency contacted us last week or 10 days ago, something about that, and they asked if we want to try M17 using a geostationary satellite called EchoSat. EchoStar 21. EchoStar 21, that's the name. So one guy from the ESA based in Netherlands allowed us to remotely access the receiving part of the teleport. And teleport is telecommunication part. So a receiver and a transmitter. Basically, that's a ground station for satellite communications. So he was transmitting M17 stream. I gave him a sample stream with some sample voice, sample speech. So he transmitted that onto the EchoStar 21 satellite, and he was able to receive that signal and send the IQ samples right to me, to Warsaw, and I was able, in Warsaw, to demodulate and decode M17 speech right here. And there's a video. So if you follow us on Twitter, there's an entry about that. There's a video on YouTube, so you can check it and see the voice quality. There are some drops every 2 or 3 frames, but it's understandable because the signal to noise ratio was about 8 or 9 decibels, and that's not very much. And knowing that M17 is basically focused on terrestrial communications, and this was satellite communication, so the SNR was pretty bad. I can only tell you that the transmitting power was about 100 milliwatts into about 12 dBi gain antenna pointed at the satellite. So that's a very simple setup. Just 100 milliwatts from I think it was B200 Ethos SDR. So that's pretty decent SDR. And it worked. So M17 over satellite is a go for me. We are going to access the teleport again this week, maybe next week, because Frank was sick and he had a massive toothache, so he couldn't talk, of course, but he didn't also write. So when we have the access to the teleport, I'm going to try and modulate M17 using PSK or some other modulation and check how it works. Back to net control. This was Sierra Papa 5, Whiskey Whiskey Papa.
Anyway, Check, thank you very much for that update there. We appreciate it. We're just getting ready to warn you that you're about to time out the system. So, once again, we try and keep our transmissions under 3 minutes. And sometimes it's tough once you get going on a subject. You lose track of time. This is November 2, X-Ray Delta Delta. I am in that control station. This is the weekly meeting of the M17 Project. We meet here Fridays, 1700 hours UTC by means of the M17 Charlie Reflector. M17 Project can be found at m17project.org. From there, you can find links to our IRC, Matrix, and Discord channels. They're all linked together, so you choose which way you want to come in. And it's very active. There's a couple different channels in there if you're coming in through Discord, and you can see some of the daily updates on the project, as well as interact with the team members and others who contribute to the project. Do we have any further check-ins with or without traffic for the M17 Project Weekly Net? Please hold net control.
India Uniform 2, Kilo Whiskey Oscar, with some little updates.
IU2 KWO Savannah, welcome. Savannah is one of the members of the OpenRTX project who's working hand in hand with M17. So I'm going to turn it over to you, and let's hear your traffic.
Thanks, Net Control. First of all, I have to admit that I do not know if my colleague Kilo India Uniform 2 Kilo India November Niccolo has already gave you some updates. Anyway, if so, I will basically repeat something. Our updates are basically that we are finishing the code for M17 transmission on MD380 from Itera manufacturer. This time we will have effectively voice transmission from the operator, so no more pre-recorded message. Code base is almost finished, I would say 90% of the progress. We have to solve a couple of little issues with memory size, but it's just a matter of configuring the compilation of the codec 2. So I think that the M17 transmission will come very soon. Then we will move our work and work on M17 reception and decoding of the message, and then we can finally have at least M17 support on MD380. Once we have that, we will move on MD-UV380 and the other platforms. And this is one of the updates. The other update is that I'm working to set up a small M17 beacon here in Milan, Italy. I think it would be the first M17 beacon in all Italy. The setup will be Motorola GM900 plus
maybe an x86 thin client or Raspberry Pi. I do not know yet what I will use. Actually, I'm fiddling with GM900 CPS programming, and if there is someone which knows how to do that and can give me some help in doing that, I will be very grateful, because at this moment I'm not able to understand if I have problems with my sometimes handmade radio interface block, or if it's an issue due to the computer on which I'm running the CPS software. And I think that my updates are those ones, so back to control.
Silvano, thank you very much. We appreciate the updates and your continuous hard work on getting the M17 protocol to work on the 380 series of radios. Once again, that's Silvano. He's from the OpenRTX project, and they can be found at openrtx.org, and check them out. Great project. So this is N2XDD, Net Control Station. This is the weekly meeting of the M17 Net. We meet here on the M17 Charlie Reflector, Friday afternoons, 1700 hours UTC. Anybody else with any check-ins, or anybody with any questions or comments for anybody, please call Net Control. Okay. That was our second call out there for anybody wishing to ask any questions or give any comments to any of our team members from either OpenRTX or from the M17 project. So I'm going to throw it out there one more time, see if we have any other late check-ins, and if not, we'll start to close this up. This is N2XDD. Anybody else wishing to check in, or anybody with questions, comments, traffic, please call Net Control. Alrighty. Looks like we're going to close this one up. I want to thank all those stations that checked in today for participating and supporting this net. Your help in maintaining it is appreciated by one and all. This is Ed of November 2, X-Ray Delta Delta. The net is now secure at 1734 hours UTC. 7-3 all, and happy field day to anybody who might be participating in the contest this weekend.